Hi guys, my name is Jaynes. I am the founder of Breaking Chains, the Whitney Project, and today I'm going to talk to you about me and my insecurities and my problems and how completely normal I am and abnormal at the same time. So, somebody the other day was like, I wish I had your life. I swear to God I heard this. And I almost laughed because my life has been literally insane. On another note, somebody mentioned to me at one point that I let everybody take advantage of me. And that is partially true on one end, because I do sometimes. But on another end, I've taken advantage of a lot of people. So, I am very insecure, okay? And my insecurity has kept me in a relationship that lasted 3 years, that literally obliterated my mind, took away all my self-love, and destroyed every piece of security and confidence that I had. This was not all him, it was both of us. But the relationship was just so toxic and disgusting, and it shouldn't have gone on as long as it did. I did love him. I'm not going to lie to you and say I didn't love him. But I finally got away because I prayed and I prayed and I prayed that it would end. And a couple people had come into my life that made me think differently about him. Also, basically my attachment I realized was very unhealthy. I got to know some really good people that wanted me to leave, and I started breaking chains. And when my sister died, that's what got me to leave, because when I realized how I was being treated when she passed, one thing I did know was that it was not right. I knew I was not being treated right. I knew that he was also nervous and having a hard time too, but it was my sister. And the things that happened, those 2 days after she died are so vulgar and disgusting that I have to bring my brain back to that moment for me to remind myself why I broke away. Because I get very lonely and I start to break down and basically get very unstable mentally, usually around this time at like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I start to get a lot of those really bad thoughts that make me hate myself and make me feel like I did this to myself. And I decide that maybe that's what I'm supposed to have as him. And I feel like going back because I feel alone, and I feel like I crave this feeling that is really negative and toxic and not good for me. And because of that, my attempt at relationships recently just has not made it positive, because I am still healing and I'm still traumatized and I still hurt and I don't know how to express it correctly. When I get close to someone, it hurts a lot because I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know what should be normal and what shouldn't be. And this affects me because I do not feel confident in myself. I feel like I'm not confident in my body. I feel like I'm gaining weight and that's bothering me. I don't feel attractive in certain situations. And I used to think I was really confident. This is something that I would constantly say, like, oh, I'm so confident, while I was in an abusive relationship. And I'm not saying you're not confident if you're in one, but being in an abusive relationship is doing a disservice to yourself. You're hurting yourself, and you are literally putting yourself in the gutter for no reason when you could be with somebody that truly loves you. Now, here's the thing. I know I'm a wrecking ball, and I know that I can hurt 1,000 people if I start, investing myself without anything to invest. Because if I'm really offset and mentally off kilter, all I'm going to do is hurt other people. And this is why I decided it wasn't a good idea to date yet. I mean, I've definitely gotten used, and that doesn't make me feel any better. I don't like being used for things that don't require my mind. I don't like feeling like that's all I'm good for. And that happened at one point a while ago, but still, you know. It's also karma because this situation was one that was reciprocated. At one point, that was me, and I did that to the same person that did this to me. My brain does these things where I just get expectations about people and what they feel, and I'm not good at being honest with my feelings to someone else. If I don't know how they feel, I can't. Like, I just can't. I can't do it. And I mean, the situation is very specific, yes, but I am not going to put myself out there right now for somebody who is not going to reciprocate what I need. And that's just the truth. So I've been really depressed over a multitude of things, not feeling so good about myself. And I think I need to take this time to look internally and become closer with myself and the women in my life, like my best friend and so forth. You know, I do think I'm pretty. I definitely don't doubt that I can take nice pictures and speak to crowds and do all these things. Like, I might come off as this really confident, outgoing person, and you might think, wow, she's so great at public speaking and being open and talkative, but internally I can be a straight mess, straight broken up into so many pieces. I'm not always positive. You know, there's a lot of times where I really just think I'm gonna die constantly. You know, I'm a hypochondriac sometimes, and I know that I have a lot of illnesses that are real, but that scares me to death. But also getting them taken care of scares me. So it feels like I have a mental block, quite honestly, all the time. And all these fears, it makes it really hard to live, and I know that it's anxiety, and I know they go into that, but sometimes I just can't balance it, and then I drink too much coffee and my heart rate likes to skyrocket because I have PSVT, and like when I start having that all the time, I feel like I'm not going to make it. And I just, you know, if you're a guy and you're like trying to see me or date me or whatever, I'm just going to tell you flat out, it's probably not going to work because of the fact that I'm not ready. 2, don't use me. 3, if you are expecting things to work out, the type of work you have to put in is making me feel secure, safe, and taken care of. And I don't mean that you have to like buy me everything or do all these things for me. I just mean that you need to make me feel like I can talk to you about my mental instability, and I need to know that you're going to listen to it no matter how crazy it is, and you're still going to be there, and you're still going to love me, or at least like me, and just basically give me a place to vent, because I don't have one. You know, I vent online sometimes when I write in my online journal, or to my friends, my girlfriends, yeah, but like nobody really knows how deep it really can get at times, and it gets really bad. So I need to have somebody that I can trust, because here's the thing, the people that are my safe zones, that's what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to somebody I can vent to, who's seen me cry, who sees that vulnerable side of me and is willing to keep listening to it, you know. Not somebody who wants me to be quiet and pretend the past doesn't exist, because I can't do that. I have a lot of healing to do. And I hate to say this, but I can't be with someone in recovery. I feel like that's like the worst thing I could do to myself, because if I lose another person in my life of an overdose, I don't know if I'm going to survive that. I can't, you know. It's detrimental to my sobriety and my stability. I need to be with somebody who has their shit together, who has success and a life in front of them, that's going to keep moving in a direction and is doing what they love. Somebody who has a lot of goals and passion about helping people, and somebody who's going to give me ideas and make me move forward and help me when I'm down, just like I can do to them, because I do have a lot to offer, and I want to offer that. But I can't do that unless I'm mentally sane and stable, and I'm done grieving and getting through all these things. So I'm just going to take that time for myself. If you're watching this, thank you. It's been a long ride. I thank you all for supporting me, even on my mental breakdown days where I'm writing all these crazy statuses because I'm mad. Um, I would be nowhere without the people that love me and support me and have helped me get as far as I'm going. I'm doing a lot of amazing things next month. I'm super excited. Also, um, so many good things, you know. I want to start doing things that I really love more and looking into that for a future. Money does not really mean anything. I know I have to pay my bills, but after my bills, as long as my child's taken care of and I have everything that I need to survive, I'm willing to, you know, make cuts here in order to be able to do the things I have to do for breaking chains. Um, so if you look at me and you feel jealous or whatever you feel, don't be jealous. I'm a sad girl. I'm not always this happy girl, you know. Anybody who knows me in person knows that the person I am online isn't always the exact same person I am in person. I'm not always loud and out there. I'm not always covered in makeup. I'm not always doing this or that, you know. Sometimes I'm just a normal, quiet person. Other times I'm anxious and I'm all over the place and I get angry too, you know, I get everything. And we watched that documentary about my sister and I that was aired through Kids Escaping Drugs, and it was really hard on me. You know, as soon as I saw my sister's face, I wanted to cry. And all these people just kept looking at me to see my reaction. And it was kind of embarrassing, you know. And it's just such an emotional video because it's the last thing I have on my sister. It's the last thing I have, you know, and I'm just glad I have it. I'm glad it's there. I'm glad Brenda put that together. She's an amazing person, and I'm so lucky to be where I am and be alive today. And I think all you guys who are struggling, you know, those of you that are still using it, you're in the grips, you can get out of it. It's hard, and I know that I can't force you to want to do it, but if you really try, you can. Just take a moment, just take that moment to look up a way to do it, contact some rehabs, contact some outpatients. Sometimes it's easier than you think. You know, you just got to get the time away, and I promise you there are people that really do love you and want you to live. And the life you could have, no matter how bad my life gets, I'm not that person that was out there stealing and robbing people. That was me, yeah. It's not going to happen again with me being sober. You know, I remember this girl recently posted a status saying I stole something from her like 5 years ago. You know, me and this guy that I was with at the time, we did stay over there with other people as well. And I remember, you know, we're at this girl's house and there was a big situation where they were making drugs there. And I can't remember what happened, but I know that, you know, things probably were stolen. And I guess they were sentimental to her. And I understand that, but like there's only so much that I can personally do. You can't give back something sentimental if you don't have the same item. So, you know, we do make mistakes in active addiction. It is what it is. And I understand why she would be upset, because I would be mad too if somebody did that to me. But 5 years down the road, no, I'm not going to be upset anymore, but that's me, you know. We got to let things go. And I'm not going to beat myself up over it because I already know that I paid my dues. You know, nobody can charge me with anything at this point. So, I don't know. But thank you guys for supporting me all along. The last thing I'm going to say is, if you don't care about me, I know I posted this in a status, if you do not fully care about me, get out of my life. If you know me, I can't do this anymore. I can't have fake people that don't care, that want to use me for whatever in my life. Just don't. You know, I'm sick of the backstabbing people that want to gossip about this or that or lie to your face. I don't want it. I don't. Don't lead me on. Don't lead me down a path that you're not going to take me down yourself. Just don't, because I can't handle it. I'm sorry, you know, that some of you are as bad as I am at making up your mind and whatnot, but I need stability and I need good relationships with good people. If you're going to steal from me or take from me, get away from me, you know. I can't do it. So I understand we all make mistakes, but lately, you know, a lot of people, I've had money taken from me. I've had a lot of things that, I get over it and I don't care anymore, but when it happens, it hurts and it takes from my child, and I love her to death, and I want to be a good mom, and I want to be the best provider I can be. And if that means working by myself without a husband or boyfriend forever, that's fine. I'll stay single for the rest of my life if I have to. I want to get to love myself. That's what I need to do. And I hope that you can do that too, because if you're dating somebody and you're not happy, it's not going to get better. And if it does, I'm glad it does. But don't take that risk. Check out our podcasts. There's a couple that are up. They're on Podbean, Project Whitney. I posted one on Facebook. Also, we reached 3,000 likes on Breaking Chains, and I'm doing a lot of different shows in Ohio this month as well as other places. I am trying to go to Washington and California next month as well. So stay tuned. I love you all. Thank you for listening to me. I will do a makeup tutorial. I made one and I'm trying to figure out how to edit it so I can speed it up and then post it, okay? Alright, I love you guys. Thank you. Please share this video if you got something out of it.